Now, people, Melissa is now an extremely dangerous Category 4 hurricane with wind speeds rapidly intensifying over the last 24 hours. The hurricane is now packing winds of 140 miles per hour. The National Hurricane Center in Miami says parts of Jamaica should now be experiencing tropical storm force winds and heavy rains. The weather conditions are projected to further deteriorate today, Monday, and into Tuesday. Hurricane Melissa is now forecast to approach Jamaica's southern coast as a major Category 5 hurricane before making landfall in Clarendon as a Category 4 system. We have an update in this report from Evan Thompson.
Thank you so much for joining us and allowing us to provide you with this update. You know, I'm always the one who is facing the camera, but there are so many others who work behind me and actually provide me with much of the information and assist in the process. So I want to just big up those people, the forecasters of the National Meteorological Center, who continue to do their work very studiously where they are, as well as the leader that supports me so very well, Mr. Rohan Brown, who is the head of our weather services. Now we are at bulletin. We have the last bulletin that we issued from the Met Service was bulletin number 37. We only do 7 bulletins per day. So, you know, we've gone over 5 days writing bulletins every 3 hours. So it has really been a tedious task, but we have consistently been doing it. And we recognize that the road ahead is still far. We do have a lot more bulletins to write and a couple of more days that we'll have to be engaging in that activity. But the latest information coming to us and shared with the public is that this system continues to move toward the west. If you take a look at the picture that's on the screen, you'll see where the center of Hurricane Melissa is located. The system is a Category 4 hurricane. This is moving toward the west at this time. The last location showed it to be south of Kingston. So it has already passed the longitude of Morant Point. It is now just about at the longitude of Kingston and will continue to move westward. But then it is expected to make its turn toward the north. We'll show you that track in just a moment. But you can see the rain bands that are associated with the system as it continues to move westward. Here is a slight loop just showing the development. But the eastern part of the island, it seemed to have been experiencing some rainfall, but it's not consistent. It's really periods of rainfall and actually just coming from time to time and very short periods. But we are experiencing some rainfall all over sections of the island, and that is expected to increase as we go through this Saturday and going into Sunday. This is another image of the satellite imagery, but it also shows where a lot of the lightning strikes are in this system, most of them on the eastern side of the center and in the bands that are surrounding the system. But we are seeing the white area where the dense overcast is moving over toward Jamaica as it moves toward the west. Then this way, we are proud to say that this is our radar image right here in Jamaica, the radar that's operated by the Meteorological Service. And you can see a very distinct eye also being projected on this image. So we see also where the rainfall is occurring in the system, and it is, as you can see, starting to affect sections of the island with the outer bands of this hurricane. Continuing just to show you where the system is moving, we see that it is expected to continue moving toward the west, if you look at that picture, and then it would turn toward Jamaica from the south, moving northward, moving over Jamaica. That's the same track, basically, that we've been sharing with you over the past day or so. And it is expected to be a major hurricane continuing in this way, moving right across the island as a Category 4 hurricane. That is what is projected. It could go for a brief period as a Category 5. That's yet to be seen, but right now the forecast is that it will move over Jamaica as a Category 4 hurricane. And that is expected to start early on Tuesday or maybe very late on Monday, depending on how this system actually starts to move, if it moves at any quicker pace. Right now, the fastest I've seen it move is just about 6 kilometers per hour. That's just about 3 or 4 miles per hour. And so we're watching it moving very, very slowly, ambling over the waters, and then gradually moving closer and closer to us. This is the projected track moving across the island. you can see with that dotted line. But I'm showing this picture really because I want to show you what those green areas to the south and even to the north are, because they represent where the storm surge is expected to affect Jamaica. Storm surge is expected mainly over the southern side of the island, and this would be to the east of the center as it approaches the south coast and as it begins to make impact. So we see the greener areas really over Clarendon, parts of St. Catherine, and then going into Kingston and western parts of St. Thomas. That's where we're expecting most of the storm surge. But if you take a look at that area just east of the Portland Cottage area, and of course where you see those lighter greens and the browns, that is where the highest storm surge is expected to take place. So if you're anywhere in this general area, if you can take a look at your map, I'll tell you what the names of some of the communities are in maybe the next briefing. But for the time being, this is the general area that we do expect to experience most of the storm surge, which means waves pushed onto the land and possibly getting as high as 13 feet. Continuing on the picture here, we'll see the amount of rainfall that we are expected to experience across the country. I told you that we've started to experience some rain, but it has not been intense thus far. But when you look at this picture, you'll see that intense rainfall is projected across the country. This shows that we could have 20 to 30 inches of rainfall over the eastern and some south central parts of the country. And then even in the higher elevations in the east, we could have over 30 inches, getting close to, in millimeters, close to 1,000 millimeters. Over the period of the system moving across us. So this is tremendous rainfall that is bound to cause widespread flooding right across the country. And it is something to be noteworthy for all our communities. I believe there are flooding potential areas in every parish of our country. And so you need to know if you're in a flood-prone area, if you're in a low-lying area, you need to take note. If you're near to a river course or a gully, you need to also take special note and find some alternative location that you can move to should you be threatened by the heavy rainfall. This is just another picture of the clouds over the area associated with the hurricane. And here we can see another image showing the satellite picture, and we're seeing a lot of the showers and thunderstorms from this system. The track outlook, there are a number of projections, but I won't go into any more detail with these pictures, just to tell you that we need to continue to monitor what is happening, continue to listen to the bulletins that are issued by the Meteorological Service, and of course be prepared for quick action if you need to take that action. All preparations should have been completed, and we really should just be in a safe, a secure place, waiting for the system to move over us and pass over us. So I should point out that there is a slight shift in the track thus far to the west. We're hoping that we'll see more shifts that will eventually take it off the country. But right now, the forecast is that we will be directly impacted by the eye, a landfalling between Monday night and Tuesday morning, and it will move across us right through the day on Tuesday. Thank you.